Yo YouTube, GK is back with another The Game Awards video. I have made a few Game Awards videos before. We did the rules and recs, we did my picks and the reasons why, and I want to just say this, the Game Awards this year for 2020 were fantastic, despite The Last of Us Part 2 winning undeserved rewards. This is going to be about the show and how it keeps getting better every year, how they pushed through in a pandemic to bring us this content. They made some really positive changes and made it all work. Shout out to Geoff K for doing that. On some real shit, we need to stop hating, so we're gonna talk about it right now. Despite The Last of Us Part 2 winning a majority of everything it was nominated for, there was one award Dr. Uckman, the most pretentious prick in all of gaming, wanted to win the most because he tweeted this: TLU fans, activate. As a bonus for every vote you cast for The Last of Us Part 2, a hater loses their caps lock. Kissy face. Why Dr. Uckman, the most pretentious prick in all of gaming, put this tweet out? Because he wanted to win the player's voice, which is the player's choice, which is 100% of gamers like me and you voting for their game of the year. Dr. Uckman, the most pretentious prick in all of gaming, the president of Naughty Dog, tweeted this, and you know what happened? Ghost of Tsushima won our vote. I wish they emphasized this more and really brought home the point like this was the Gamer Award. The Gamer Award, it is the gamers' game of the year. We voted, we picked Ghost of Tsushima and not his game. That was the only award he really wanted because all the other ones he knew he was going to get. And I just want to get this out of the way because it's toxic to keep talking about The Last of Us and giving it a name. I'm not going to give reasons as to why we all picked Ghost of Tsushima. You know why this game won. I imagine in the future this category might get away because it kind of creates a problem and a validation issue with the Game of the Year winner, voted by 90% critics. Obviously that voting system needs to be tweaked, but we spoke up. The president of Naughty Dog did not get his wish, the one award that would have validated himself, and let this be the last time we talk about that trash game. And by the way, who knows where multiplayer is? Who cares? Ghost of Tsushima has multiplayer, a game nobody thought would. Now let's talk about the show, which was fantastic despite the things I just mentioned. If you liked the video, please leave a like, as that lets me know I should make more content like this. Enjoy the video.
Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, Grown Kid Talk Show. Yo, it's the Grown Kid Talk Show.
So first of all, Sydney Goodman is back looking as fine as ever. I thought the show this year was great. And one of the best parts was it was very long and engaging. Added tons of social media types and way to engage with the show. The one big thing I loved the most was that there was way less in-your-face marketing this year than there had been in the past. You know, we didn't get the Sony director. We didn't get the Xbox director. Guess what? We got Reggie. You know why we got Reggie? Because Reggie is a fucking joke. So it's okay, it's fine, no one cares. And the way they put everything together was super dope. There were some issues, however, outside of The Last of Us with some categories and some games. I've personally felt like Among Us was not a good representation of this year in gaming because it came out 2 years ago. It is not a new game. Unfortunately, those things happen. I'm not trying to hate on Among Us because it is a good game, fun game. Those two Among Us awards really slighted other games that came out this year, and that's the most unfortunate part and why I feel the most bad. So if we continue on that trend, then we could get into some trouble, and that's kind of disappointing. Just like the Team Ellie and Team Abby shit. One of the worst parts of the fucking show. But I'll take this over all of the product placement that was in the past years. I will take this over that, and hopefully next year done with a better game or a better studio. I don't think that was necessary. I felt like this was severe paid promotion by Naughty Dog, and it was just unfortunate that they pushed that so hard. Naughty Dog was clearly a big sponsor, but that still is to say that they did a better job this year at handling all of the marketing that is involved in this. It did not feel like a big giant commercial. The other big thing, some of the best music in recent memory this year. This Persona 5 performance was dope, but again, just like Among Us, I really felt like it was out of place for this year specifically. Just because they might be very popular, that's not the point. The point is 2020 Game Awards, but none of that brought down the show in terms of its production. It brought my puppets back, but the puppets weren't as good as last year. Hopefully they keep with the puppets, because I really do like the puppets, honestly. Also this year brought the man Stephen A out to play. I love this. This is great validation for esports. The esports categories were whatever, it's just not the esports I watch, but again, I like this recognition. I like Stephen A coming out here. It just showed that there were great presenters this year, and not only Stephen A, but Gal Gadot. She was dope to see here, as in video games and the media of movies are coming even closer tied. Metal Gear movie has finally got a main actor. That video's coming up soon. It just goes to show how big gaming's gotten and continues to get, and our transition into movies, which I really like to see. But unfortunately, we saw Tom Holland talk about Uncharted, which I just don't believe you'd be a good Nathan Drake. That's just my opinion, but Tom Holland was there, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. They keep saying he's gonna sell tickets. We'll see how this next Spider-Man does, to see if he can carry his own movie. I personally don't believe he can. Nolan North, I don't know what's up with Nolan North nowadays, but his age is really starting to show, not only visibly, but in his jokes and his dialogue and how he talks. I'm sorry to say this, but the less Nolan North I see, the better I'm starting to feel about him. And by the way, this was the same guy who said the fans don't want an Uncharted movie, but now backtracked out a little bit and said Tom Holland's great for the role. And you know, Troy Baker might now becoming the most annoying, pretentious prick in all of gaming, right next to his pal Neil Druckmann. This was one of the worst speeches I've ever seen. So pretentious, so gaudy, so like, I'm high art, love me. I detested it almost as much as Laura Bailey's acceptance speech. That went on way too long, but now I'm bagging on The Last of Us, and I don't really want to do that. I don't want to give it the time of day. Fuck Troy Baker, honestly. And Nolan North, please stop fucking with him. Please, dude. Maybe that's why I'm starting to hate on you more. Keanu Reeves was there, what's up? Glad he got brought out, and again leads credence to the idea that real actors are coming to video games, and I'm just really happy for that. Now let's talk about the reveals. I'm gonna show this really quickly. They're really pushing Microsoft Flight Simulator really hard for the Xbox. This is all you had to look for from the Game Awards if you're an Xbox player, and that's really sad and pathetic in my opinion. Let's talk about the real reveals. I'm gonna show you the ones that I am most excited for. First up, we had Returnal gameplay. I'm really excited for Returnal. It's looking like a game that people didn't really know what to think and make of it. I think the gameplay looks really good. It's very similar to Control and probably how it functions. I think this is going to be a sleeper pick. I think it's going to be better than people really expect. Now for Crimson Desert, this caught me off guard. It was a super long trailer. Go check it out. I suggest it, but the vibe of it seemed a little weird to me. It looked like a hogposh of tons of different game types. That has me a little worried. Graphically looks super impressive. This very much looks like a Shadows of Mordor type of thing, except not, with some Assassin's Creed elements, with hyper realistic graphics sometimes, and dragons and castle sieges. I just feel like that's a lot, but if a game can pull it off, then why not? I'm not gonna hate on it. It does look interesting and cool. There's some magic elements that look really dope. It's definitely on my watch list. Dragon Age is also on my watch list. This got announced, and I have been trying to get into Dragon Age for a while. I just can't seem to, so hopefully this new Dragon Age is something I can actually get into this time. I don't know if it's the battle system or the dialogue, what it is about it, but I couldn't get into Inquisition or the ones previous to that. I really want to like Dragon Age, so hopefully this is the one. But the big reveal, fucking Mass Effect. I'm so excited. My one big thing is I really hope this is Andromeda 2, or if not Andromeda 2, continues the story that Andromeda set up, because I thought Andromeda was a lot better than the critics were saying, despite the glitches. I do love Mass Effect, and I cannot wait for this title. This might have been the biggest reveal, and that might be disappointing to some. This is another sleeper pick, the Callisto Protocol. Very intriguing world. The graphics look amazing. There's just too many positive things about this, especially the setting itself. I just think that this could be that horror game that the industry has been lacking for some time now. I feel like there's a void in the horror space, and the Dead Space creators, or at least one of them, are working on this, so that is good news. I cannot wait for more on this. Now definitely we should talk about Ark. I'm not an Ark player, don't really like Ark, but something looked wrong with this trailer. It looked very choppy, fights didn't look good. Conceptually though, dope. The big point I want to notice is that Vin Diesel is the main actor. I've said this since Death Stranding got Norman Reedus, that actors playing in video games is going to become more of a trend. Even though this was visually impressive at times, something looked off. My indie game choice comes from Scavenger Studios. It's called Season. I just liked the vibe, graphical style of this game. World, the art right there looks dope. This might be one of the several indie games I end up coming across. I just thought this one stood out the most to me because of how it looked and the feeling I got from it. There were two disappointments in the trailers, even though this really shouldn't be a show about the trailers and the reveals. Shout out to Geoff for even doing that kind of thing. It really should be more focused on the awards, but we didn't get the God of War official trailer. I'm kind of surprised about that, but more importantly, no Elden Ring. And I made a video that y'all seemed to like at one point about Elden Ring being at the Game Awards. I thought Geoff Keighley was setting it up all year basically, but no Elden Ring. This has me really worried in that Elden Ring might be somewhere in development hell. Expectations are super high, the mystique is still super high, but this was kind of disappointing that we didn't at least get some kind of teaser for it. I fully expected to see this. And again, Xbox fans, this is how your Master Chief is getting treated. Does Halo have any dignity left? I'm not sure. Are you a Halo player? Do you still play Xbox? Let me know. I mean, this is pathetic, right? Like, I'm not the only one who thinks this is the most pathetic thing you've ever seen. So all in all, the Game Awards 2020 was a fantastic show. Don't let the awards that went to The Last of Us cloud your judgment and ruin that for you. The reveals were great, the show was great, less product placement, dope announcers, setting off the idea for movies and video games. I just loved it. Hopefully you did too. Shout out to Geoff for doing a good job. And all in all, the only thing I can really say is that hopefully they bring more gaming categories next year, hardcore gaming categories. But that's all from me. I know I talk a lot, I might have rambled. I know I hit a rant because The Last of Us 2 shouldn't have won. Shout out to Ghost of Tsushima for being the gamer's choice. I'm the Grown Kid, and I catch you back in another video.